I had a peaceful Saturday morning all planned out. Just me, my coffee, and a quiet day to kick back, catch some sun, and take the jet ski out for a ride. No drama, no emails, just the kind of morning I had been looking forward to all week. But what I stepped into was the kind of chaos no one ever expects to deal with when they just want a little peace and quiet. I stepped out onto my porch, the salty air mixing with the warmth of the coffee in my hand. The jet ski was parked at the dock, like it always was. But today, something felt off. I squinted into the sunlight, expecting to see that familiar silhouette of my jet ski sitting there, ready to go. But it wasn't there. I blinked, trying to focus, but there was nothing. No jet ski, no ropes, just an empty dock where my jet ski had been the night before. Gone. No sign of it. No one had borrowed it. No one had come by. I froze for a second, checking my mind for any logical explanation. Did I lend it out? Did I forget to tie it properly? No. Everything was in order. I stepped down onto the dock, a little panicked now, and scanned the area. And that's when I saw it. A piece of paper taped to the piling. A soggy, smudged, standard white printer sheet with bold letters that made my blood run cold. Community use notification. This jet ski has been temporarily repurposed for recreational access under HOA oversight. Property will be returned promptly after shared use is completed. Karen, HOA President. No phone number. No estimated time of return. Just her signature. Karen. Always a Karen. She wasn't really named Karen, but trust me, her energy screamed Karen. She lived 5 doors down in one of those big, beige 2-story houses with the fake eagle statue out front. The one with cameras pointing in every direction. The same woman who once tried to write someone up for having illegal hummingbird feeders. No kidding. So my jet ski was gone. Stolen. And in its place, a piece of paper that read like a ransom note HOA style. And the best part? She thought she had the right to take it. I mean, can you believe that? I turned around and walked back to my house, my blood boiling, but keeping my cool. I wasn't some dude with a water toy. I was a Coast Guard officer. And now, Karen had broken maritime law. So, I hopped onto the HOA portal, found their latest newsletter. And guess what? No updates. No votes. No new bylaws. Nothing about community watercraft or suddenly annexing jet skis. Just the usual, a flyer about a chili cook-off, some flower tips, and a cringeworthy picture of Karen at the last HOA meeting. I called the HOA's number, and it was the same automated voicemail. You've reached the HOA office. Please leave a message, and we'll get back to you when it's convenient. Convenient, of course, meaning never. So, I marched right over to her house, got to her front door, and knocked. No answer. Knocked again. Nothing. But the lights were on. Curtains moved. She was home, no doubt sipping tea, thinking I'd just forget about my jet ski. Then I heard the unmistakable sound of an engine. It wasn't a lawnmower, and it wasn't a truck. I knew that sound. It was coming from the water. I rushed around the side of the house, and there it was. My jet ski at Karen's dock. Just sitting there. Parked like she'd adopted it. And on it, some shirtless teenager, probably her nephew, spinning the handlebars like he was auditioning for Fast and Furious. The jet ski was tied to the dock with nothing more than a beach towel and a shoelace. I didn't yell, didn't storm the dock, didn't make a scene. I pulled out my phone, filmed everything, then walked back home. Calm. Cold. Calculating. I wasn't just getting my jet ski back. I was going to tear down her little HOA fantasy empire one violation at a time. And the best part? She had no clue who she was messing with. I gave Karen a full day to respond. Not because I was being generous, but because I wanted to see how deep into her delusion she'd fall. Spoiler alert, she fell deep. The next morning, my jet ski was still sitting at her dock, the same teenager still on it, acting like he owned the place. So I went back. Same hoodie. Same calm tone. Same front door. I knocked, clipboard in hand. She opened the door like she was expecting a package, not a confrontation. She didn't say a word, just crossed her arms and gave me that "I'm about to gaslight you" look. I held up a printed photo of her nephew on my jet ski. "That's my jet ski," I said. "This your kid?" She glanced at the photo for a second, shrugged, and hit me with, "Oh, I thought you got my notice." "Notice?" I asked. "You mean the ransom note duct taped to my dock?" She smirked, clearly thinking she had the upper hand. "As HOA president, I have jurisdiction over communal waterfront resources. Your jet ski falls under non-essential private recreation, so it's part of our shared use program. I stared at her. None of that's legal, Karen. Oh, bylaws are flexible, she said. We adapt to community needs. I raised an eyebrow. That's not how property law works. She then tried to play the victim card, telling me that threatening an HOA official could be considered harassment. But I wasn't falling for it. Not for a second. I calmly said, if my jet ski isn't back at my dock by tomorrow morning, I'll escalate this to the Marina Authority and the Coast Guard. She stared at me like I had just issued a death sentence. She didn't say anything, just stood there smugly, arms crossed. So I left. Not because I was scared, but because I knew how this was going to unfold. The next morning, the jet ski was gone. Again. But this time, I got a lead. The marina security had camera footage showing Karen and a man hauling my jet ski off her property at 6:17 a.m. No license plate. No paperwork. Just theft. I sent her one final warning. You've stolen my property. If it's not returned by tomorrow, I'm filing formal charges through the Coast Guard, the Marina Authority, and the police. She didn't reply. Instead, she hand-delivered another letter, this one written in pink ink, labeled urgent. Inside, a complaint about me being aggressive toward her and the HOA leadership. A new threat, escalation, fines, and removal from community events. But she had no idea who she was messing with. I filed reports, contacted the Coast Guard, the Marina, the City Neighborhood Compliance Division. All of them had received enough evidence to act. Within 24 hours, I had the documentation and a case number assigned. Meanwhile, Karen's power within the HOA started to slip. 2 board members resigned, and her financials came under scrutiny. It turned out she wasn't just overstepping, she was embezzling. Finally, the HOA voted to remove her. The community revolted, and Karen's empire fell. The next day, she was out. Her house was put up for sale, and the neighborhood started to breathe easier. No more fines. No more intimidation. But me? I was at peace. My jet ski was back, fully repaired, better than new. And I was finally able to enjoy my quiet mornings again. Now, I don't know what's worse. Karen's attempts to use the HOA to control everyone, or the fact that she thought I'd just roll over. Well, turns out, the law and a little patience go a long way. And if you think you can mess with a Coast Guard officer and get away with it, think again. So, to everyone out there who's ever had a Karen neighbor trying to push you around, just remember, there are always consequences. Stay calm, stay legal, and never underestimate the power of patience. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a run-in with an HOA Karen or any other entitled neighbor. What did you do? How did you handle it? Share your stories, I'd love to hear them.